Exactly 1 year ago, I set up a ladder right here. And today, the career ladder is the most popular non-animated show in the world, having bigger viewership than The Last of Us, Succession, and Severance combined. Which is insane. This is insane. So in this video, I'm gonna answer the most searched for questions about the career ladder and tell you guys all of the secrets behind the show. But for this, let's go to the studio. Let's see what you guys want to know. Okay, do you have a job? So I've been making content for 8 years and making the Career Ladder show for 1 year. Before that, I used to work in corporate consultancy, I used to be a lawyer, I used to run a business, then I ended up being, I guess, a content creator. So this is my job and also a full-time job of my team. So silly question. Let's keep going. Do people pay to be on the ladder? All right, look, here is a simple truth. The Career Ladder is not staged. Okay, it's not set up, it's not a setup. We just stand outside and fun people come by. Sometimes we would announce where we are and then people know where to go, and then if they have an interesting job or they have something they really want to share with the world, they would come. If we have a sponsor on the Career Ladder or someone sponsoring a segment of the show, you will always see paid sponsorship and ad disclosure as per the law. Okay, do you travel with the ladder? So this is the OG Career Ladder, the very first one, the old dog, the old guard. If we can, this ladder has been to some countries. I think it's been to France, it's been to Belgium, it's been to Germany, I believe. We take it if we go by train, for example, but if we travel abroad, like to Azerbaijan, to the United States, normally we would buy a ladder somewhere abroad or rent it or source it somehow. And then we also have a tradition to sign the ladder before leaving and leaving it with a subscriber in that country, which is kind of cute. And we've gone through some ladders. Do you see the fan edits? Yeah, I see the edits. I love the ones that reference something, like there was an edit with the show Dexter. It's crazy when you just scroll and then you see an edit of yourself. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I like them. Do you have copycats? Let me pick this back up. There is hundreds of copycats of the Career Ladder, I think, at this point. Definitely dozens, but there is also some different spins on the ladder, like the Jesus ladder I saw the other day.
Hope you don't have to hold your bladder because it's time for the race ladder. You're Chinese.
Yep.
This is not as fun as I thought.
What I love is parodies. Like, parodies of the Career Ladder are very funny, and I think they're really on point with some of my imperfections, let's say, in my job of guessing jobs.
You have a rod, you have a fish, you are a man. Are you a doctor?
No.
Every country has this job. It's a very important job for children's learning and development. Learning? Well, the time you can tell the camera or you can remain mysterious. I'm a teacher.
I think when you pretend that it's your show, that's just some loser behavior. Like, come on, like, come up with something yours. There are some schools actually abroad that use the Career Ladder as a way to teach people English, which is cool. English is not my first language, as you guys know. So for me, it's like the fact that someone's learning English from my videos. I didn't even speak this language. Like, I don't even speak it that well. It's pretty cool. So yeah, we love all those. They're super, super wholesome. It is what it is. I guess you guys like it so much that people copy it. Next board is why. Why is it called the Career Ladder? More than a year ago, a little bit more than a year ago, I was thinking about a show where I could talk to people about their jobs without knowing what they are. And then the idea of the Career Ladder just came. Like, talking about jobs, careers. The term Career Ladder is used in like corporate world to talk about career progression. So like, I knew that term in English. And I thought, why not just stand on the ladder and I'm gonna be the Career Ladder guy. Why does it say bladder in the jingle? The first episode of the Career Ladder, the rules were different. Initially, the show was about people staying on the ladder until I guess their job, which could be a while. So in the jingle, one of my editors, Teebs, he added the bladder. He came up with a bladder bit to like, hope you don't have to hold your bladder because Max might be here for a while to guess jobs. Now the rules have changed, but by that time the jingle became iconic that we just kept it. So now you know. Why is it 2 minutes to guess? Initially there was no limit, no time limit. And then we were like, okay, this is kind of weird. And also strangers don't really want to stand with you for a long time. They're like, okay, like I got a job. Like, do you have a job? Yes, I got a job, I have to go there. I decided that we need to cut the time down, and we cut it to 3 minutes. So we're like, okay, 3 minutes is enough for me. Everyone on the team was like, it's enough for Max to guess a job. Then YouTube came up with an update that the longest short is 3 minutes. So if our guessing game is 3 minutes, then we don't have time for the intro. So the guessing bit was cut down to 2, so that we have a minute for the intro and the outro to meet the person, and then also maybe to share a little bit about their job. So I got done dirty in this update, to be honest with you. My success rate would have been higher. Okay, next one. Why is Max always on the left? Do I have to answer all questions? Let me just say that I'm not always on the left. There is actually a good reason for it. Can we just show the ladder for it? Can we come a little bit closer here? The rungs are quite small and really uncomfortable, which I learned actually can lead to health conditions down the line. So we're figuring out like what to do, given that I stand on like 7 hours a day on this ladder. Whereas here, the rungs are nice and big and thick. So obviously I gave this to the guest and I stay on this side. There's no other reason really. I don't really like have like a side or anything like this. Also the safety instructions on this side. Last one in this section, why do you ask the food question? Who put this in? Because the food question is the most genius question if you think about it. I get so many good hints from it. So many good hints. For me, I'm very comfortable talking with strangers. I love strangers. Many people do, and it's normal to get a little bit, you know, stiff, tight on camera. So I ask the food question sometimes to like relax people. How did you come up with the idea? I was, I think, on a bus and I was thinking about a show about jobs. And then the career ladder pun kind of came to mind. I was like, career ladder, ladders, put it together, and then could stand on the ladder and talk to people about their careers and then call it career ladder. And yeah, oh, mosquito just died. Funnily enough though, this ladder was in our office for like 2 months and we were looking at it and thinking like, oh, should we film it? Okay, let's keep going. How do you make money? So the platforms do pay for views. So YouTube and TikTok pay us some money for the views, but that's very inconsistent and we can't really rely on it, and then we kind of become slaves to views and constantly think about it. Most of the money that we make are from sponsors. So normally the way we make money normally would be through sponsors, so through sponsored episodes of the Career Ladder show. But we also have other content on the channel that you guys have to check out, where we have ads basically. And I actually come from advertising, so I love making ads. How do you choose the guests? At the beginning of the show, when we just started, no one would come on the ladder. So I had to really shout at people like,
can I ask you a quick question for my YouTube channel?
And I would just want a good balance between men, women, kind of different ethnicities, different outfits, different stuff. Just have different people on. I don't want to have like the same type of person on all the time. So it's just have good diversity and people with good personalities. Now, thanks to you guys, the popularity of the show is such that it's sometimes difficult to film because so many people want to be on. So now it's more like I just have to kind of, they play rock, paper, scissors or answer weird questions or something. Yeah, we very rarely reject somebody who wants to be on the ladder. Might not post them, but I do want to give them that experience since they care about something that we made. How do you decide who gets posted? So even though we are just past 300 episodes of the Career Ladder, we actually shot more than 2,000. Who gets posted is a combination of things. We want a good diversity. If we have the same job over and over, that's not super fun. We're also filming, so sometimes it's too bright. Sometimes I do something wrong. Sometimes the videographer screws up. How many episodes do you film in a day? We film like 40 to 60 episodes in a day, normally, if we do a proper shoot. Next, what is the weirdest moment that's happened on camera? It's probably getting spanked by Shaquille O'Neal. Was a pretty...
One more. Like a man.
What is your fastest correct guess? Well, famously, my fastest correct guess is 0.68 seconds. Construction.
Yes! New record, baby! Let's go!
The moment the guy stepped on the ladder, I saw some dust on his inner side of the pants, and I said, he's a construction worker, and he said yes. So that was the quickest one. I also had a 1 second guess of the singer in Poland who sang the Career Ladder intro a little bit too well.
Career ladder.
Singer.
Yes! Yes!
What is your favorite job? What is your favorite job on the ladder? I'm guessing like this means like what was my favorite guest? I think it's a tie between two. UN Director of Outer Space Affairs and the Microsculptor. That's like still the only video and the only guest, the only person probably whose job I know that I went to his workshop to see him do micro sculptures as he splits a human hair and under a microscope creates a like Shakespeare's bust or royal carriage inside of the human hair, painted with his eyelashes. And I saw him do it, and I still don't believe that it's possible. Like, I just couldn't believe my eyes. What is your win-loss ratio? It's definitely above 80%. I think right now it's around 83%.
Hi, Editor Teebs and Post here. Somebody made a list of all the Career Ladder episodes up to a certain date, and doing some quick maths, it seems that Max only has 56.12% guessed.
So it's not that bad. I'm not bad at this, okay? What are you talking about when the jingle is playing? Is it against the rules if I don't answer this? What are they gonna do? Nothing. Like, look, we're not gonna uncover absolutely everything. Who helps you make the videos? Okay, this is a really great question because I'm obviously not the only person making the videos. Right now it's a 6-7 person team, so we have 3 editors, Teebs, Nadim, Ali, videographer, producer, my manager, and sometimes we also hire various people if we travel or we need something specific. So a lot of people. There were also people who worked on the channel that no longer work on the channel. So it has always been a team effort. Who was the youngest and the oldest guest? The youngest guest was 12 years old, and there were 2 on the same day. A girl who was a child model and a girl who was selling something. A few days ago, we also had a guest who was 9 years old, 9-year-old girl. The oldest guest was 82. Who made the jingle? The voice of the jingle is actually not me, it's one of my editors, Teebs, who's from Belgium, and he wrote the lyrics, and he's the voice, and he's the kazoo of the jingle. Which was a whole thing, like, but yeah. And by the way, we're not retiring the jingle. It stays no matter how much people hate it. The jingle remains and will live long after we are all gone. If you watch the video and you see different editing bits, you know, we have 3 editors, Teebs, Nadim, and Ali, and they will all include like different editing bits. So for example, Nadim is likes Counter-Strike. I used to play Counter-Strike, so he would include Counter-Strike sounds in the videos. Teebs plays WoW, and I also used to play WoW when I was a teenager. World of Warcraft, I was massively addicted. Anyways, so he would include more like WoW references. Ali is like artsy and she loves Japanese stuff, so she would include like anime stuff more so than others, and like cute things and I actually don't get a lot of the references. Kind of crazy that I'm just like, yeah, whatever. And sometimes I don't know where things are from, where sounds are from, where songs are from. But they kind of import or include some of their own personality into the videos, I guess, through me, which is cool. All right, who's the most famous person that's been on the show? Yeah, gotta be Shaquille O'Neal. There were some that are close. Yeah, we actually made a video about it recently. People have been on the ladder that turned out to be famous. This is how the whole bro casually Matt meme was created. Tyson Fury, we had Tomska, we had, well, and me. And lastly, who is your dream guest for the show? I don't really have a dream guest necessarily. Like, it would be cool to have someone from some royal family. If we talk about like impossible guests, like things that can't happen, then it would be cool to have my grandma who passed away. So if she could come back with a ladder, that would be cool. Okay, is the career ladder staged? Who asked this question? Is the career ladder jingle cringe? This whole board is a violation. No, the career ladder jingle is not cringe. It's a little bit. Maybe it's a better question than I thought. I don't think it's cringe, but I think it's definitely not meant to be some kind of something serious. It's meant to be kind of joyful, like silly little jingle. I don't think it's cringe. I think it's very cool, and like I sing it many times a day, and I love it. All right, is there anything you don't enjoy about filming the show? I don't like sometimes when people get a little bit too much. When people are rude. I don't like when they see the show as a way to just promote themselves, especially if they do something that's not like very purposeful. Because we love like promoting people, like helping people, you know. If you have some kind of an idea, you have some job that you want to tell the world about, like this is the place, and you were happy for people to do it. But when they see it like, oh, easy way to promote myself, I don't like it. When they're rude or when they're not nice, I don't like it. All right, is it ever awkward on the ladder? Some people say it's quite intense in terms of like eye contact, where you're right next to each other, you're next to each other with a stranger. The thing that the guests sometimes maybe forget is that for me, I've had thousands of people, I've looked into their eyes, I've smelled them, I smell their breath, I smell their breath, I feel their everything, I see them very up close, their neck, their nails, look into their eyes, see their hair follicles, but for them, this is their first time on the ladder with a stranger, but for me, it's like a conveyor, I enjoy every single one, not in a weird way. I try not to make it too awkward. No, I'm lying. I'm making it awkward sometimes. I don't think someone is genuinely feeling too awkward. And when I see that the person is too worried, I try to ask some simple questions, calm them down, and then usually it's fine. All right. And lastly, is Max bad at guessing jobs? Yes.